I come to the floor to join my colleagues in opposing the Democrats' reckless tax and spending spree. The bill that we're talking about is the centerpiece of Bernie Sanders' socialist plan for America. The Democrats' plan does play favorites, however, and what they really focus on doing, interestingly, is hurting the working folks in rural America to give tax breaks to wealthy families in big cities in liberal states. And the reason I tell you this is that this bill includes huge subsidies for people who buy and drive electric vehicles. You don't see a lot of that in rural states with long distances between community to community. Well, the government's already giving billions of taxpayer dollars to electric vehicle manufacturers and for owners. Nearly 80% of the tax credits go to households making at least $100,000 a year. So what's happening now? The thing is, right now, the roads are being used, chewed up, vehicles on the road, and how's it paid for? Well, the Highway Trust Fund. And how's that get paid for? People paying the gas tax. People that use electric vehicles do the same wear and tear to our highways and pay nothing in terms of a use fee to use the highways as they do. So they're paying nothing in, they're using the services, they use the roads free, and now they want subsidies. And that's what the Democrats are offering. This bill would give up to $12,500 to married couples to buy electric vehicles. $12,500. What kind of income? Maybe there's an income limit. I mean, you don't want to give it to rich people. So the Democrats said, okay, if you're a single person earning up to $400,000 a year, you can get a subsidy. If you're a married couple earning up to $800,000 a year, still get the subsidy because, boy, oh boy, we're going to push those electric vehicles for the big cities and for our Democrat colleagues. Democrats have gone so far as to even want to spend $7 billion to subsidize luxury electric bicycles. Astonishing. Now, these giveaways have a price tag. And that's why Democrats want to pile enormous new taxes on the American people. They proposed more than $2 trillion in additional new taxes. This would be the largest tax increase in half a century, but it's still not enough to pay for all the new spending they want to do. That's why they're trying a backdoor tax increase. What the Democrats are proposing is putting the IRS on steroids, supersizing the IRS. They want to increase funding for the Internal Revenue Service by $80 billion. The IRS says, hey, you give us a lot more money, we can hire a lot more agents, and they can collect more money, even more than the $80 billion that you give us. So last week, Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen said she wants to make banks report every transaction that's over $600. She didn't just say it, she wrote it in a letter to the chairman of the House Budget Committee. So they can watch and look at, investigate, spy on families all across the country. I've heard more from people of Wyoming about this one letter from the Secretary of Treasury than I have in many, many issues over the years. Every time somebody pays their rent, the IRS will now know about it. Make a car payment, the IRS will now know about it. Pays a plumber, the IRS will know about it. The amount of power that the IRS has will now be more than ever before. Democrats are going to send the IRS to shake down people for every last dime they can. It is too much power. It is too much of an invasion of privacy. The American people find this dangerous and scary. The IRS is already one of the most powerful and unaccountable agencies in the federal government, if not the most powerful and unaccountable agency in the federal government. Now the Democrats want to unleash it even further. Mr. President, I just want to talk about one last tax, and it's a hidden tax, but it surely hurts many Americans, especially the poor. And it's a tax called inflation. Inflation is happening because Democrats borrowed and spent too much money already. If they pass this, prices are going to continue to rise. People go to the grocery store, they're paying more. People go to the gas station, they're paying more. Look, the Democrat Party's priorities are backward. But under the Democrat Party today, prices are going up. Yet they're giving kickbacks to the wealthy, their powerful friends. This is heading America toward bankruptcy. The American people don't want higher taxes. They want higher wages, lower prices, more jobs, more opportunity. They don't want this reckless tax and spending spree. No, not one bit. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.